Hello, Rachel. I'm Travis. Nice to meet you. I have to apologize. I'm a little bit ill from a cold. But as long as you can hear me, then we are good. Thank you for sending me the videos. The slow motion one's a bit hard because it's like you can see a lot of things, but the problem with slow motion is you don't see how everything moves as a whole. So just watching this, yeah, right. So looks pretty good, honestly. You look super strong. One of the first things that I look at is the distance. Sorry, the distance that you have between where you jump up and in like from the floor to the bar. This is not bad, honestly. I'm not opposed to this at all, but this is what I look at. Here's the vertical plane of the bar, and then here's your hip. If your hip goes straight up when you jump, you're pretty much going to have like a straight line here and then your feet down this way somewhere, right? So let's just see where that ends up. Right. Okay. So I look at this from the position of this is a pendulum. Let me pick a different color. So this is a pendulum. You have an almost straight line through here. Let me move my head. Almost a straight line through there. But basically your bum is going to act as the pendulum weight that swings you forward and backward. And that is going to help do a couple things. One, it's going to help buy you a little bit of time so you can get your knees higher, which is going to help you significantly. And then two, it's going to create more momentum. So when you pull your knees in, there's going to be more momentum that's going to push against your shoulders. So this could be a little bit further back is what I'm saying. So instead of being in purple lines here, we're going to be aiming to just kind of push the bum back a little bit extra so you're back here. You want to try to get this line from hands to hips as straight as possible because if there's a bend in your shoulder, it's going to straighten out, and when it straightens out, it can slow your swing. I would also recommend, just so you know, trying to keep your feet on the back side of the bar. When feet go here, you don't do this badly, so don't worry about it that much. It's not that big of a deal. So when your feet are here, they typically swing backward, and when they swing backward, that prevents your hips from swinging forward so much into the next part. And what we really want is to get your body way out here, so you have a lot of swing power potential to take from here up and around the bar. Sorry for all the lines. All right, so let's go ahead and move through. You jump up, feet go forward, your feet go back behind the bar. That's what I'm saying. So the feet traveling from here to here, it's not that much weight. You're just bending your knees. That's totally fine. But it's something to watch out for. A lot of people, they'll jump up to the bar in this position, but they'll have their feet like crazy high up here. And then their feet will swing back really fast and hard. And that really prevents their hips from swinging forward because it's an opposing force. Okay, sorry, tangent. Anyway, so you swing through here. This looks good. I like the straight body underneath the bar. That's really nice. And now this position here is something that I would have you try to fix. So your head is looking forward, and I'm a big advocate for trying to look back. Also, so, you know, let me just get a color here. Pick one that's easy to look at, blue. So you've got this, here's your hip. So your hip was here, and now it's only swung to this point. That's not a lot of swing. So you don't have a lot of momentum that's going to help produce this kip. Kip, by nature, is lower body momentum doing work so the upper body doesn't have to do as much. Okay, so head position here, when you're looking forward, it's not helpful because your shoulders are still at like maximum extension, flexion, I guess, rather. And what I would like is for you to drop your head back so you're kind of like looking up here toward the bar. Got your hair. So you want to be looking up this way. What that does is it actually allows your back and your body to push out further, because what I want you to try to do in this position is really increase the amount of distance your hips go from here and then maybe get them out here. So this angle here is because your hips didn't have very much swing, right? So if your hips were out here like I just drew a second ago, your stretched body should be approximately like 30 degrees from vertical. And for me, when I'm coaching people, that's kind of the sweet spot. This gives you a ton of power because then your knees are going to come in this direction toward your elbows. Your hips are going to shorten up toward that. And then you have all of this body weight on this side of the bar that's going to swing you through. And then that's potential to kick against to send your shoulders over. So just increasing the length of this swing is going to help immensely. And now this position here. So I call this position, this general rough position, an air chair. I have it on video somewhere. I'm going to send you a couple of video links too, so you can see them. Okay, perfect. Almost perfect, right? So the arms here, this is really where your head and your arms are. Nailed it. Perfect. This is where we want to be. The problem is that your body is a little too vertical here. So that keeps your everything down. If you can hinge more at the shoulder, which means we can try to bring your body more up this way. So you want to be leaning back. I think 45 degrees in this red line angle at the very least. You want to try to get your knees over your hips. These are your hips. And then having your feet, wherever they are out here. Ideally lower than the horizontal plane of the bar. But this one, I'm just going to redraw it. We want to be in this position here, hips, knees, feet, and up. This here, when your knees come around and then in this direction, they should be heading toward the elbows. Also, what's happening right now is that, again, here comes all the lines, is that your shoulders were out here somewhere and now they're swinging back. Your shoulders are going to go up against gravity and they're going to lose the fight eventually. So what we need to do is while your shoulders here still have power swinging up, you have to be able to kick out of this air chair position, kind of like kicking your feet forward. And then that's going to propel your shoulders up and around because you have your shoulders moving, you add the kick, and it's the power of the shoulders already moving plus the kick that gives you the transition power. I know this is a lot, so I'm sorry. And lastly, hip position. You can see right here, say that's 90 degrees. Kind of looks like it from the side. So we want to break 90 degrees. Definitely want to get past 90 degrees. Let's go. Where do you finish? Yeah, so you start extending your hips here. Now, you see your knees aren't moving. Just pretend your knees are never going to move. Can you measure the distance between here and the bar standing up straight? So we'll just say, okay, what is this? This is, I don't know, what country are you in? You're in the US. Okay, so we'll say that's 2.5 feet, right? And now, if your knee never moves, the bar is going to hit your body 2.5 feet up from your, from your knees. So there it is. So that's, again, from here, from here to where the bar would hit you is the same distance that your knee was to the bar. So what we need is your knees to come up. That way the bar is closer to your knees. And then when you transition over the top, say that, if your knees were, let's go back to the air chair position. If your knees were up here and you measure that distance from here to here, say it's now like 18 inches. If you measure from your knee up your body to 18 inches, that's about your hip. And so by getting your knees up closer to the bar when you kick, you're way more likely to be able to finish the bar muscle up at your hip. Sorry, there's a lot here. I talked for like 10 minutes. I'm going to send this to you, but I'm going to have to send it to WhatsApp or maybe I'll just put this on a YouTube link and send it to you. I don't know if you have WhatsApp. And then you can watch it and we can go from there if you would like. Okay? You can do this. You're strong as, so you can really do this.